Narula. She is the principal of Sherput Heuristic School, K-12 School Oraya, that's in UP. An inspiring academic leader, MIE Master Trainer, Adopt Creative Educator, Level 2, and an ardent advocate of technology integration in education and game-based learning. She is founder and CEO of Mentoring the Mentors, MSME, registered and ISO certified institute, an institute that accelerates your learning curve. She conducts various community outreach programs to reaching the unreachable by conducting workshops and summer programs for the government school students and teachers. Welcome, ma'am. Warm welcome to you. Please, Meenakshi ma'am, we are very pleased to know that you have been reaching to the unreachable. So please tell us about this, your association.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. First of all, I'm really very delighted and honored to be amongst all the intellectuals who are just sharing their own experiences. They are having vast experience in respective fields. So here I also want to add on my experience. Whatever I have learned throughout my journey in the field of education past 20 years. So whatever I have learned, I have gained. Especially a lot of transformation has been happened during this pandemic. Past 1.5 years, I have learned, I have explored a lot. I am a postgraduate in English as well as IT and distance education as well. So here it's like that IT is actually a craze for me to keep on exploring something in the field of IT. So when I started helping my teachers during pandemic, because none of them, they were familiar with using technology. So without taking any support from outsiders, I mean, without outsourcing, without spending even a single penny for their, professional development, I enabled my staff members to go further and to took the virtual platform for this online teaching and all. And when I also suffered from COVID, right, I was also, bedridden, and then I realized like whatever I have learned, that will go along with me only. Why not to share with others too? As and when I recovered, I started with my own venture, that is Mentoring the Mentors, that is MSME registered, ISO certified, and there are so many educators, they are associated all over India and even around the world as well. So many teachers who want to learn a lot, gamification, digital education, various certifications, because I'm also Google certified, Micro certified, Adobe certified educator. So even I help my teachers also to become Microsoft Innovator Educators, MIE experts and all. So I help those teachers who cannot spend on their professional development. During pandemic, it is very difficult for them to go for professional development, but it is, they have to continue with their jobs as well, but they cannot continue because they are not trained enough to go for this virtual platform to manage the classes online. So I'm helping them out, taking almost, twice a week, I conduct some sessions for their professional development, and they're learning many things about gamification, about making classes engaging and enriching for the students. And this is just my initiative as a social service, whatever I have learned, because education is all about sharing and caring. That's it, sir, I would like to share.
That's great, ma'am. So you are a certified Google teacher also, ma'am.
Yeah.
You have taken training from there also. That's very great, ma'am. That's very great, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Next, coming up to Meenakshi, ma'am. Meenakshi, ma'am, I'd also like to know that what is the one book that made impact on you?
Yeah, sir. First of all, I would like to say, actually, I have listened to the thoughts of each and every intellectual over here. Would like to say, I have never read for joy. I have always read for a purpose. During my childhood, I always used to read only and only my textbooks. I used to buy reference books, and I have never read any other book except my textbooks and all, because maybe nothing was introduced to us in our school time also. I have been born and brought up in a small village in Punjab, that's near Jalandhar. And I was not aware, let me tell you, I was not aware, maybe there are some other books also that are to be read, even that are there, apart from the course books as well. So I just read those books only till I completed my graduation, my post-graduation, and I never read those kind of books. But uh, after my marriage. And then I came here to Gurgaon, and the crossword here is in the Galaxy Mall. That was the best place that I really love to be. I spent most of the time sitting over there, reading number of books. Maybe I was flabbergasted to see, yes, the book world is just amazing. Amazing it is. So I mean, see, very late in my life, I got love for reading, but even then, I would like to say I had always a purpose for reading. Maybe, and then I started reading some kind of spiritual books as well. Maybe Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Maybe I'm talking about Dasham Granth. Maybe if I have to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ramcharitmanas, whatever it is, right? I have always read something because I had some purpose. I wanted to know something. And now, as an academic leader, I always go through different kinds of books related to pedagogy, joy of reading, joy of teaching, joy of learning. I have gone through several books and I have made it a part and parcel of my life. Yes, I have got, I mean, hard core books as well. I go through Kindle as well. But certainly would like to share one book that I really liked reading, that I have just completed recently, and one that I have started now. That book that I have completed is Backbencher and the Last Ranker Teachers. That is an amazing book. I mean to say that I got, that is by Kavita Ghosh, an amazing book. We get to know, we always, when we as an academic leaders, we always have to appoint some teachers when they come to us for interviews and all. We go through their CVs, their marks, their experience, all those things, right? And the teachers who have always been brilliant during their life, during their school life, during the college life, they're the gold medalists. How will they get to know what are the challenges that are faced by an average child? How will they understand the challenges faced by the children who always sit at the back bench? Why are they sitting so? And the adolescents, when they pass on some kind of slips to each other, right? When they have not gone through that very phase in their life, they have not experienced all those things. How will they tackle all those situations? They are not able to do so. So, I mean, that has given me a different perspective to look at the interviewers. Yes, maybe I need to look at this aspect as well. Marks, certainly, we always talk to our students. We always talk to them. Children marks don't matter. Children marks don't matter. So many letters, they are being issued by so-and-so schools and all, being published on websites and all. But what about us? When we recruit teachers, don't we go for marks, weightage? I mean, so many other things are there. So, I mean, that is an amazing book, wonderful book. Please do go ahead, read, and each and everything you will get to know how the children, they behave in washroom, how the children, they behave in classroom, how the children, they become very happy, very elated. I mean, they feel like, oh, this teacher should not come today to school. I mean, why they are thinking like that? These kind of experiences, I mean, you won't get to know. And one more thing, I mean, you asked about one book, but certainly I would like to add one more about another book that I am reading nowadays, that is by Marcelo. And this book is about the joy of not knowing, right? When we talk about, you say, teaching or knowing something, it's not about, it's not a actually vessel that we have to fill in. It is actually, I mean, igniting a spark to know. So here he talks about joy of not knowing. It is like a bonfire. When you do not know anything, it means you have got a lot of capacity, a lot of space in you to know more. It talks about, I mean, the experience of a teacher, a head teacher, how to make teaching, learning process interesting and engaging so that it should be value-based, it should be challenge-rich, it should be inquiry-led, it should be student-led, that kind of education. So these kind of books I really like. I never go for, I mean, obviously that's a fiction one that I'm talking about, Backbencher and Last Ranker Teacher, but it was really very, very good.
That's great, ma'am. That's great and awesome. I mean, the experience what you have. So we say that there is no age of learning. There is no age of learning. So the first stakeholder should be parents, if they are able to read, even if they are reading in their original language only. that he will also do. The only thing is that the impression has to be given to the child for that from the very beginning. Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am, over to you. Is the most important stakeholder in creating a child's reading habit?
See, if I talk about parents, they are partners in education. Certainly, they are partners, but it's the duty of both the teachers as well as the parents. Because if the parents, they are unaware of all those things, as I have also gone through the same phase. Maybe if once in a blue moon, maybe once in a while, I have seen some book or whatever, maybe comic or whatever, and the parents, they refuse to buy the same. Right? They said, you go for your textbooks. Why are you wasting your time reading these kind of extra books and comics and all? Just leave it. I mean, they are also not aware. Some kind of orientation programs are required for the parents as well. Right. And another thing is teachers, they are, I would say, they have got more important role because they can inculcate that kind of habit. Once that habit is being created in them and that is being followed for, you see, a couple of days and all, the children, they will develop that kind of habit. For that, we have to make reading process interesting. Right, interesting by number of activities, maybe as Pratima ma'am initially talked about, like we have got DEAR program, drop everything and read. We have got read to lead. We have got literary clubs. Right now also some literary fest is going on first week of September. We are organizing different kind of activities. We are introducing some fun-filled activities in our students. That is the job of a teacher. And when the students in an atmosphere, when the children, whether online, whether offline, the children, they are together, some kind of competitive spirit is there. They go for speed reading. Speed reading is there. They go for impactful reading, news reading, whatever kind of reading. There are a number of activities can be, you see, included over there. And children, certainly they practice the same at their home as well. Right. And so what if the parents, they are not literate enough, they are not reading the books? They may happen. Because I am also from that kind of background, though my parents, they were literate, right, but they were not having that kind of awareness, like we have to go for another books as well. But certainly if nowadays in the metro cities and all, we are so busy, we are always carrying our mobile phone, our devices and all other things are there, but we also should have to spare some time, as ma'am was talking, like reading with children, reading for children, maybe reading bedtime stories and all. That is really very, very important. Right. And here I just would like to add on one more thing. Why only reading only books? Now we are having gadgets. We cannot take away the gadgets from our children. We cannot. Hamare time par nahi tha, we were not having, so that's why we were not asking for it. Now we are having these kind of devices. How can we snatch these devices from our children? We cannot. So let us, introduce Kindle. Let us introduce Audible to the children. If you are having a printed book, you should have Audible as well of the same version. The children, they'll get to know how to pronounce the words, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, the meanings, the synonyms, antonyms. This is how they are going to enhance their vocabulary. And because I am MIE master trainer as well, would like to share with you, Microsoft has a wonderful tool, reading tool in the Microsoft Teams that is inbuilt, in which, you can give that kind of assignments to your students where they'll be reading, recording their videos, and their reading progress is being shown. Their flaws and all will be highlighted, and number of times they can record and go ahead, your grades, everything is being done. So that is just amazing to inculcate the reading practice. This is where parents and teachers, they come together. Innovation, and normal reading that we have been doing, the traditional reading, that should go hand in hand, I would like to say.
You are absolutely right, ma'am. Because the thing is, if mobiles had been introduced many years back even, but now when the pandemic started, so when the teachers or the principals even are saying that while studying you should not give mobile to the child, but from last 1.5 years, that means it will be somewhere around 2 years only now. Now we say them to please give them the gadgets, because how they'll be able to study. When they are using it, we should use it in the very creative way. This is what you, Meenakshi ma'am, and I'll conclude what you want to say.
I would like to add one more thing. Like if mobile is having, we are having something called immersive reader. Yeah. We are having something called text to speech, like something the children, when there is nobody at home to guide like how to read the book. They are having the book, they do not know how to pronounce the words. So they are, I mean, that time they become helpless. They should use that immersive reader, speech, that devices and all, some number of apps are available. So we should guide them like to choose the right app in a right manner. That is the job of a teacher. Yeah.
That is what Meenakshi ma'am was telling, that because we say that the children, they misuse the mobile or gadgets. So how to, make a good use of it? We can go, like Meenakshi ma'am said, that we can go up with that. We can ask the children to use these apps, and these apps like this. Even parents, they don't want to spend extra money on the books. So we have these type of apps like Club and Bee or any other. When we have these types of apps, we don't have to spend. And at the very same time, the children, they don't want to pick up the book and shuffle the pages. They are, out of it right now. So why not go according to the children? We have to, when we say that, everybody knows that this is not a new thing. That if we want to, the child to say anything to the child, we have to come up to their level. We have to understand at their level. They will not come up to our level. We have to get down up to their level. So coming up to their level, when these type of introductions have been done, that many things, your online things have come, apps have come, and it is very creative work. So we should go for that. Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am.